1 Chapter 1. Beginning. You are listening at FameTV.info. My name is Eric Vernal, and I currently have no clue where the fuck I am. Right now I'm sitting in a chair and this person. No, more like an angel because of how they're radiating warmth and happiness. Excuse me, but, where am I, who are you, why are you glowing, and how did I get here? I asked after a couple of seconds of staring. Well, Mr. Vernal, said the angel-like being, you've died, and as policy goes, anyone who has died, becomes a god of their very own universe. Now, before I send you off to become a god, I'll have to ask you some questions as we don't want an evil god to exist. Beamed the angel. What is wrong with this person? How could I have died and not even remembered it? Eric though and responded after a second, cool, can I go home now? I don't know who set you up to this, but I have work tomorrow and some school projects that I need to do. And immediately after saying that, started to get up from his seat. Now, Eric, I am not joking, and if it will help convince you, I can even help you remember what happened. Said the angel while lifting her hand up slightly and flicking her wrist down, somehow forcing me back into my seat and at the same time, kickstarting my memory. What I remembered was that I just finished getting ready for work in the morning, and after getting into my car, I started heading to work, and on the way there, found out my brakes didn't work and crashed into someone on the highway while screaming fuck the entire time. The second after this happened, I started screaming in pain as it hurt like hell, remembering everything and from falling out of my chair while doing it. After a minute of having a spasm on the floor, I got back up and sat back down in the seat. Okay, I believe you now, I said through gritted teeth. Was all that pain needed though? Happy that I finally believed her, she started radiating an even bigger aura of warmth and happiness. Well, now that you believe me, we can finally start with the questions. Before that, I asked as quickly as I could, what are you? A god, angel, a being even higher than that? With a cheeky smile, she responded by saying, well, to be accurate, it would be best to describe me as both God and your powers. I stared her in the eyes after hearing her say that, and when she said nothing else, I had to ask, that's it? I mean, that was just very confusing, and I think that what you just said needs to be explained. You're both a god and my powers. I don't mean to be rude, but what the hell does that even mean? After my slightly violent outburst, the god, angel, power thing, or whatever the hell she truly is, just frowned. It wasn't in anger, but the very slight frown was even worse, as if you've disappointed someone who had great expectations in you. I'll be willing to answer all your questions, but I want us to first complete these questions to determine if you are applicable to be an actual god or not. Now let's start with the first question. Who are you? Giving a sigh, I straighten up and start answering. My name is Eric Vernal, I'm current. Formerly, a junior in high school who was working at Subway. My aspirations in life were to be able to code and create games. Good, now that we've got that covered, the air suddenly turned evil and dark. Have you ever killed someone? Her voice leaked killing intent and started putting out an inhuman pressure that I've never felt before. No ma'am, I started stuttering out of fear, and immediately after that, she was back to her happy and warm self. Sorry about that, she said after clapping her hands and somehow making ice water appear. I had to do that to let you know that your answer will decide your life. Again. Now let's take a short break so that you can set yourself straight. I just stared at her and wondered how someone with such a nice smile and aura could be so threatening as she just was. Seeing the water, I quickly thought that it would probably be a good idea to never go against what she says. Lifting up the water and taking a quick sip, I found out it was very calming. There is no way to really describe it except that my problems and turmoils turned as cool as the water I was drinking. After a minute of calmly drinking, the angel did a fake cough to get my attention. I think I'm ready for the next question, and sorry for freaking out there, I said while averting my gaze cause of my embarrassment from remembering my stutter and fear. Happy that I was ready, the angel responded saying, it's fine, it's hard to not be afraid of it if you've never experienced it your entire life. Now for the last question, if you had the power of creation, what would you do with it? Now remember, this is the last and most important question. Please speak wisely and I will be able to tell if you're lying, she said with a happy grin you could tell had a bit of evil intent in. What would I do if I had everything I wanted? I pondered. In reality, you would never be able to actually have whatever you want, but now that I can. If I had the power of creation, I would use it to make life as easy and fun as possible for myself. Although I know it's pretty greedy of me, that is what I would do with the power of creation. I ended with a sad smile on my face cause I knew that it was probably the wrong answer contrary to my belief. However, the angel was sitting there with a huge grin. Congratulations, you've passed the questions. The first thing you must know as a god is that you will be immortal, so you must live your life as best as you can. And with that, I will answer 2 of your questions, she said happily. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.